Hey everyone, welcome to the Fortress of Solitude podcast. I'm your host, Sergio Pereira. And as always, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Loïs Qutob.
What's up?
Dude, what's happening?
The usual. I think there's some exciting media coming out to the front. I think with all this craziness with the US elections going on, I mean, we're not even from the US, and it's just like it's all up in my timeline. And somehow we managed to come across the gem that is the movie the movie trailer we're going to be discussing today.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the thing. It's like I actually feel sorry for any content creator out there for this week, because whatever you put out there is going out into the void. Because just like, it's all this election nonsense that's, taking over. So, I mean, I'm pretty excited to talk about it. And if the people don't know yet, because I mean, if they didn't look at the title and they just like our voices and they click on anything we say, we don't know.
Yeah, it happens. It's all right.
But if you don't know, we're going to be talking about possibly the wildest movie of 2020, Jiu Jitsu. Starring Nicolas Cage. I mean, I'm still ready. I don't know why. We can end the podcast now and just say, you know what, it's cool. Let's watch it.
It's 2020's redemption shot is basically what this is.
Exactly. I mean, this year screwed us up so much, and all these delays in movies and, things getting pushed out to 2021 and 2022. It's like, it kind of feels like, it's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
You're kind of waiting for something new to happen, something new to come out, and you're just hoping, Netflix drops a gem or Amazon Prime or something, or even Showmax.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage isn't scared. He's not scared of he's like, oh, forget whatever. I'm not making this wait. It's coming out now.
Exactly. And I mean, this is the thing, I did not know anything about this movie beforehand, this trailer or anything. Apparently it's based on a comic book.
What?
Yeah, and the comic book writers are actually, they wrote a screenplay. But I've never heard of it before. I'll be, granted, it has not been on my radar. I did not know it existed. Yeah. I don't know anything about this. So suddenly this trailer pops up and it's called a Jiu Jitsu. And you kind of think to yourself, oh, all right, let's check this out. And you push play, and man, I was not expecting this. Literally, man, I did not know. I was like, what is this? And by the end of it, I was like, sold. Movie of 2020.
Yeah, that was it. Done. Same. I think. I also clicked on it expecting it to be kind of. I mean, Nick Cage kind of goes for it, but this was just next level. I was like, what's great about it is that it's not afraid to just be what it is. It fully accepts it. It's like, this is what it is, and we're going to jump into it. And it's weird that you say it's a comic book, right? Because I thought they sat in the writer's room saying, okay, we want these crazy action scenes. How cool would it be if we did this with an alien and that and that? How do we write a coherent story around that? So to hear that it already existed beforehand, it blows my mind.
Look, that's what I mean. I don't know, if it's based completely on that, the comic book. I mean, I'd imagine having the comic book writers on board, and writing the screenplay, it would have some coherent nature or some cohesiveness to the original source material. But I don't know. I haven't read it. Look, it's on my radar. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be hunting this down in the next couple of weeks. But I think for me, the coolest thing that I saw was just, you see Nick Cage, but it's not just that. You got Frank Grillo. I mean, Frank Grillo is incredible. I mean, we've had discussions about him offline before, about how amazing he is in Kingdom, and even in the MCU where he was playing Crossbones as well. Yeah. And I've seen he's also Wheelman as well. It's a movie that's on Netflix. And I've seen a couple other stuff with him. And he's just even in The Purge, he was in the later Purge sequels.
Yeah.
And he's just such an underrated actor. And I'm really hoping he plays a massive role in this. And then from my understanding, the lead from what we saw from the trailer is Alain Moussi, who's a martial artist. And this guy is really, really good, because I remember watching him, and they recently relaunched the Kickboxer sort of franchise with Van Damme, but Van Damme is the mentor.
Oh, sick.
And Alain is basically, the kickboxer that he's training. And he's really, really good in that. And then also, funny enough, he's the guy who does all the stunt work for Batman on Titans, the Titans TV show.
No ways.
Yeah, he's the guy that's been doing all the cool stuff in the suit. And I was actually thinking to myself, this dude would have actually been perfect even as Batman, But they decided to get, what's his name? Ian Glenn from Game of Thrones. But I was Alain would have been perfect. And I just seen this. And then suddenly Nick Cage is in his full like Cage glory.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like Ghost Rider meets, Wicker Man meets everything else in between.
He's the ultimate Nick Cage.
Exactly. And like that's the thing, you just get it, and he's loving it. And suddenly when he announces the name of, like, when he sees the comet, that hits Earth and it opens up a portal, and suddenly he arrives. Who is he? Spaceman.
It's like, what? Distant galaxy warrior who needs to fight the Jiu Jitsu warriors. You're like, wait, what?
And then I'm like thinking to myself, but wait, isn't Jiu Jitsu like just grappling on the floor?
Yeah, dude.
I'm just like, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, okay.
So apparently, Jiu Jitsu initially originated as a Japanese martial art. It was like developed for the samurai, and then and it was taught sort of with like a traditional discipline and all that. And then it kind of branched out to a couple other things, including Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, which is all that kind of floor work and what you're thinking of. Yeah, because I also thought, like, I saw like no Jiu Jitsu, and I was like, I need to research this because something's wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. Apparently, there's a couple of variations. So yeah, it's all good.
That's interesting. I mean, I'll be honest, I did not know anything about that, because I obviously know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's like, you're basically hugging each other and holding each other's gis and bringing you down. Again, taking nothing away. I think it's a little bit more than that. I'm being an idiot here, but like really, but it's like, it's not exactly like watching it in a battle is cool, but like you kind of think, would they be able to make a whole entire movie around that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and the way, because obviously when you see the martial arts, it's something way more in depth, and like as you say, it's probably the jiu-jitsu that's inspired by the older form of it, but it looks really, really good. And that's the other thing, is just like the martial arts on display was just like next level.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at the trailer, you think to yourself, okay, I want to watch this. I'm down.
Yeah, you just know it's gonna be a martial arts movie. It's not about the story. I mean, like the top comment on IGN's post of the video was, "This looks so dumb, I can't wait to watch it," and that kind of sums it up. It's just like brilliantly bad. I think it's going to be amazing. In fact, it might even surpass our expectations.
But this is the thing. I think that it's a martial arts movie, with a sci-fi element. It's not positioning itself as like, okay, this is the second coming of Citizen Kane or something like that. It's literally like, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a crazy martial arts story, like, martial arts, action, and, this crazy story, and Nicolas Cage and all these action stars. And, in a way, it's kind of like Expendables if you think about it. You kind of know what you're going to get.
Exactly. It knows what it is. Like, it's not shy about it. It's like, yes, this is what it is, and this is what you're getting. Exactly. It's like, great.
And I think that's the cool thing. It's like, especially as an audience, you're going into it, and the audience is going to go watch it. The people are going to go. I mean, yes, this thing is probably going to get like slaughtered by all these US critics and stuff. But who gives a shit?
Yeah, who cares? The US are busy with their elections. No one cares.
Yeah, they need to calm down. Because this is exciting. You kind of look at this movie and think, I want this. This is what I want in my life. This is what when I go on a Friday night, I go out and I'm like, I had a tough week at work.
Yeah.
I want to sit down, with my slush puppy, only grape, any other flavors disgusting, and your popcorn, and you just chill and you just watch Nicolas Cage be Nicolas Cage.
That's it, dude. It's brilliant. It's like, it's comforting. It's like a little comfort blanket, basically, is what it is. For the intensity of 2020, it's perfect. In fact, yeah. Thank you, Nicolas Cage, if you're listening to this. Thank you.
But the other thing is like interesting, like obviously we're mentioning there's a huge Nicolas Cage factor in this.
Yeah.
And you kind of get the crazy vibe. Like he's always avant-garde. We know that.
Yeah.
He's always a surrealist sort of actor, and he goes out there and he really like does his own thing, and a good director will just let him do whatever he wants. But I also got another vibe from it, like especially mid-90s.
Yeah.
There was a certain movie came out, Mortal Kombat, which we've discussed before.
Yeah.
And I got that vibe. Like Nick Cage is sort of the Raiden there. There's a portal. The fate of the world. They got to defeat the sort of fighter. It's like you kind of get a bit of a Mortal Kombat vibe there. And I was thinking, I'm keen here. I'm sold on this.
It does have a Mortal Kombat vibe. And if I can draw another parallel where I think the two meet, so if Mortal Kombat meets the Power Rangers, because if you think about it, that Galaxy Warrior just looks like the missing Power Ranger from the 2017 reboot. And like Nicolas Cage is basically Zordon. so I feel like that is what it is. It's Power Rangers meets Mortal Kombat. And as a kid, if you didn't want that, then what did you want in life?
But there's another one as well that I also picked up, like now the second or third time I watched the trailer. There's also another influence there, Predator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because, the guy looking like he goes invisible and, like out and sort of like, a lot of green there and, chasing down the warriors. I think, there's a lot of influences, like a mishmash of influences here.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, give us everything. Throw in the Lion King while you're at it. Give us whatever.
You made me just like remember when you said Predator. I think there was a comment that said, I love the comment section, by the way, as terrible as they are. There was a comment that was like, Mom, can we watch Predator? We have Predator at home. Predator at home. Dude, I was done.
Did you see that though? Yeah, I love it. I love that meme so much. It's so true. But that's the thing. It's like, you know what? You're getting a cast that you really, it is what it is here. You know what this is. And it just looks so crazy and so out there. And I'm telling you now, man, this thing is going to turn out to be like a cult classic.
Cult following, 100%. I was going to say the same thing.
I'm telling you now, Jiu Jitsu 2, if that does not drop on Amazon Prime or Netflix by like 2021, I'm going to be disappointed. Of course, they're not going to bring back any of the original actors because I won't have a budget for it. But it's going to be like, this is going to set off like something else because it's just going to be so insane and so crazy. And the martial arts is going to be so cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, and there's somebody else we completely forgot about, Tony Jaa. That dude is insanely good. That dude is insanely good. And I just remember now, like, I actually looked at his name. I'm like, how can we forget Tony? Tony's insanely good. And man, I'm looking forward to this. Like, this is all I can say.
They must have done something right with the script to convince all these guys, like these top-notch, like you just know it's the perfect cast. You're like, yes, we'll do it. Do you reckon like Nick Cage said yes first, and then they went to every other actor and said Nick Cage is in it?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, it's been, like, to be honest, I haven't really seen much about this movie until the trailer came out. Normally you see, like, a little bit here and there, like, some rumors and, like, especially with someone like Nick Cage. You generally hear when he's in a movie and he gets cast. And I haven't actually seen anything about this movie until I saw the trailer. Like, suddenly I see this trailer like Jiu Jitsu. Okay, well, what is this? And then you click on it, it's like, oh, okay, it's Nick Cage, and it's a Nick Cage movie, sort of thing. But yeah, for me, I didn't know anything about it, so I don't actually know where this started, how they got him on board. Like, I can't actually even begin to speculate. I mean, the scary thing is Nick Cage has openly admitted that sometimes he has taken movies just purely because he needs like a new bathroom in his house or something like that. So he needs cash. So, I mean, that's why, sometimes, you see him in certain movies where you wonder, okay, how did they convince him? And he'll just take it. But I don't have this fear. Like, I know what this is. I know what this movie is. And you know what? It's about time we see Nick Cage in like these great action movies. I mean, I remember it was a Drive Angry that he was in as well. Yeah. Like years back. That was really cool. And he's obviously got the chops. I mean, we know it already. I mean, Con Air, Face Off.
Yeah. And like you mentioned as well, like I just finished Kingdom recently. I was a little bit behind on the trend for that one. So Frank Grillo, when I saw he was in it as well, I was like double sold. I'm in.
Oh, dude, that guy, like we said, he's just super underrated. I just think as an actor, there's so many layers. You kind of see him in a lot of these movies and you think he's a tough guy. That's like, sort of role that he plays. But I think especially with Kingdom, we saw that there's like, there's something else there.
Yeah.
He's a tremendous actor, and I think he's super underrated. A lot of people don't actually see what he's capable of. And the thing is, he's also heavily involved in movies as well. He knows a lot about, like, you watch any interview with him, and this guy is clued up on what's going on, and he knows what he wants, and he makes things happen.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Like, he's just somebody who gets it. And he'll appear in these movies and he'll do things. And yeah, he's awesome. Like, as soon as I saw his name, I'm like, Frank Grillo, Nick Cage, I'm in.
Yeah.
I didn't care who else was in. Then I see the rest, and I'm like, whoa, okay, this is like a martial arts extravaganza. And I'm just so psyched for this. Like I said, I can't stop grinning about it.
Dude, yeah. You know what? In the comment section, if you guys could go ahead and leave who you think will cameo that has not been mentioned. Surely that's a thing. Maybe there will be a cameo, because at this point, it looks like it's going to bring some surprises. Just go ahead and speculate. I'm going to go ahead and say, Jackie Chan, maybe. Why not? Just because.
I'm going to say Scott Adkins. This is a perfect Scott Adkins movie. Like, this is like something I'd imagine him in. He's done a couple like comic book inspired things. You know, he does a lot of action movies, and especially some with martial arts like this. I'm surprised if he's not in it. I'm surprised he isn't. Basically, let's put that.
That's what. Because yeah. So.
Yeah, Scott Adkins is like, he's perfect for this kind of movie, and I'll be surprised.
I think I want to change mine. I'm going to do a last minute change, and I'm going to say Keanu Reeves instead.
No, I doubt that. Like, that's pushing it a bit too far. Like,
it's what I want. It's okay. I dare to dream.
No, you know what? Like, while we're at it, let's bring in Wesley Snipes as well.
Yes.
You know, Wesley Snipes, but as Blade. Like, as Blade. Like, he's just like, you know what? He just goes in as Blade. Like, this ultimate crossover. And Wesley Snipes just plays Blade. Like, okay, they might not be able to call him Blade, but you know what? He must just put on the sunglasses, have his sword, and just be badass like he was in Blade. That's it.
The Galaxy Warrior takes off his mask at the end. Blade.
Well, yeah, but look, again, the name Spaceman, I think it's the greatest thing ever. It's like, it's literally like, what are we going to call this, you know, this antagonist, you know, this evil guy? I've got a good name for
so great. I think like he dropped the line during the trailer. He's like, what? Like, he explains like, you know, what has to happen. He's like, no, you know, you guys need to train you, the chosen ones. He needs to fight you. This is real alien politics. And I was like, great.
I can't wait, dude. Like, I'm just so psyched for this. So yeah, man, it's been really, really cool, and we can't wait to watch it. But now, guys, it's up to you. You got to tell us. Are you looking forward to Jiu Jitsu? Are you just going to watch it because it's a Nick Cage movie? Let us know what you think about it. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to the Fortress of Solitude podcast. And, you know, hit us up. Tell us what you think of the episodes. Would you like us to cover something more? Would you like to, you know, something less? Something you hate? Something you like? Just let us know. But until next time, guys, chat soon.
Bye.